Anything for the sports channel, Gary.
Alrighty, well, happy Freaky Friday. It's Friday the 13th, and the market definitely showed it to me today. So, it was a rough day trading, really rough morning, but a really good afternoon. So, Friday the 13th, Beyond Meat definitely gave me a slapping. I thought Halloweeny was over, but I was wrong. So, Beyond Meat, worst trade of the day. We'll definitely be talking about that. But then we made a nice, good comeback later in the day to finish up barely $12 profit on the day. Our first trade of the day was on Upwork, and Upwork was gapping up ever so slightly. We had a nice, good pull down in the morning. Then we started to curl up, and as we started to curl up, I'm like, you know what? I like this. I like the volume. Volume was starting to come in, and I like where my risk is, right at 30.43. So I went ahead and got long on one Upwork call over 30.875, and then we pushed through the high of the day. I added over 30.93, and then we just got this nice, good uptrend. We got a really good percent move. And right here, we're caught, 1.6%. And right here, this is the pre-market resistance. So I went ahead and took off a contract right at 31.35. And that was the all-time high for Upwork. And at that point in time, we were up about $80. But, I wanted to let the second contract ride. And eventually, Upwork just sold off, put in this bear flag. And then as the bear flag started to break down, I went ahead and got flat. What's really annoying about this trade is we got a partial for plus $40, but then as we pulled back, it basically came nearly to our entry, so it should have been plus $40, right? Nope, the overall trade was minus $4. For some reason, there was a lot of theta on this whole move up here and then all the way back to my entry. But, that's just the way it goes. That's what I get for trading options instead of shares at some points. Our worst trade of the day was on Beyond Meat, and Beyond Meat had this big flush in the morning, and we saw that it was starting to come down, and right over here, I went ahead and got short. See how we formed this nice, good igniting green bar? I was just looking for a bear flag or something to short, and just underneath 126, I went ahead and got short on Beyond Meat right there. Got a pull down. It was a little bit in the money, but my target is about the 123.50 area. Then we got this massive rip up, and I almost stopped out, but then we put in this tail cane. I was like, okay, that's going to be my my new stop level right there. And we got this nice, good bear flag right here. And I thought it was a good bear flag. It was an awful bear flag. There was nothing really here. Volume wasn't high. Just a bad trade overall. And I'm using the same day put options, which is the worst. So they decay the worst. And so once we pulled up all the way back to 126.78, so I in here, added right here for the puts. I want the stock to drop. And then we just slowly grind it up. And I had like a 50-cent stop loss, but the options were just decaying like crazy. And I had to hop out of Beyond. And so $35 loss, $41 loss. So we stopped out literally right here just before it started to roll over. And then it started to roll over, and I went ahead and added yet again. Spiked the low, didn't hit as low as 123.50. And then ripped up, and right over here on this fat green candle, I went ahead and had to get stopped out of Beyond for minus 128. Total loss on Beyond is minus $204. Super frustrating, super annoying, but we still had one more trade that we took on the day, and now we're up over $20, $25 on the day. So the day is definitely getting a lot better. I was super pissed, and when the emotions start taking over, that's the time to take a break. That's what I got a recommendation from one of our subs, Robbie. Thank you. Telling me to take a break. That definitely helped a little bit. So let's get into our next trade. Our last and best trade of the day was on BOEING, and BOEING had this really beautiful pattern. If we look at the daily chart, the reason I wanted to get into BOEING was because yesterday we showed this tail candle that closed near the low of the day. Today we gapped up. So that's called a rope-a-dope shakeout, stuff like that. So BOEING, when it's gapping up and taking out all those sellers, it's likely going to have a big short squeeze and a big green day. So I want to find a good long entry. And we did just that. Our first entry on BOEING was just on Webull, and it was just a little scalp. We had this nice good move up, sideways consolidation, and once we started to break out on high volume, I went ahead and went long on BOEING just over 181.30. We got this nice good push up, and we were extended into 182.50 and starting to show a tail candle. I went ahead and took my profits. That was for a nice good $100, But later in the day, we did a higher time frame bull flag. So that was a 1 minute bull flag. But later on, look at this. We got this nice good push up into the supply zone, rejected a little bit from the supply zone, and then we started to zigzag down. When we're zigzagging down inside a supply zone, it means buyers are like stepping up and buying the bottom of this. If we look at the 5 minute, it looks like a bull flag, just a tighter consolidation. So we went ahead and got a same day in out vertical spread on Boeing right over 184. And we added to that just over 184.37. And so the total cost of this was about $200. And we were able to just get a monstrous rocket ride. We went ahead and peeled off our profits at 186.0. And then we peeled off our last profit at the top supply zone at 186.40. And that was for a nice, good revenue trade on Boeing of $229. $8 of this is open, so maybe about $220. So Boeing, really good revenue trade. That's what helped put me green on the day. Didn't really need to do the Boeing trade, but I just saw the opportunity and had to take it. So from deep red, it was about to be the worst red day of November, minus $200. But to just a small green day, which I will definitely take with how Beyond was reacting. It wasn't even that, didn't even barely win against me, but, it bugs me because later Beyond went ahead and dropped. And so that's the most frustrating thing. It would have been profitable anyways, from minus 200 to plus 400 at that target, 123.50. That's where we were targeting, but that's the way it goes. I haven't bought 2 shares of Beyond, a small little revenge, just because I felt like it was just being really strong. That's definitely not the way to go. But anyways, hope you guys have a great weekend. Friday the 13th, from red to green, but ever so slightly. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. See ya.